Hello, everybody. Do. 1 second. YouTube Studio. Content live. Alrighty, welcome everybody. It's been a while since I did this. We're gonna be doing a quick live TA on just overall what's happening in the markets and looking at where we're heading next. But again, none of this is financial advice. But let's see. 1 second. I'm just gonna fix my mic here. A little bit here. Okay, that should be good. Alrighty. Okay, so we're gonna start off with actual Bitcoin. Actually, let's do gold first because we're already technically on gold. So, all right, how I usually start off high time frame to getting where we are and looking like if high time frame levels are being lost or claimed, or if they're being held. All right. So first of all, main thing over here, we're gonna start off with the monthly time frame. Very simple. We're gonna go over here. I'm gonna mark this out because this level right here is, in my opinion, an important level. And if you can start seeing closes above $4,000, then that would mean that we are most likely going to go higher, and that could be a temporary bottom or the bottom. You never know what bottom is going to be temporary, which one is going to be the one. Okay, so when we have this done, let's see here. 1 second. Let me see. 1 second. I'm just trying to see what's the difference because proper volume trading is on actual futures chart, right? Not nothing. But regardless, we'll do the theory on it's the regular one, okay? Because regardless, this one I've been trading on it's been working fine. And okay, so we're gonna mark this one is a tapped monthly level. It's because this already been tapped. Okay, so this is monthly level, but we're gonna write it tapped. Okay, but it's still a reference point because technically that is a support area for now. And now there's gonna be what you call it, one up there, right up all the way up here. Okay, this will be the next one. I mean, this is not tapped, so you're gonna just write M as monthly, so you know which one's which, and then you can mark out the one after that and so on. So yeah, we're gonna mark those out for now, and then there's 5,000. Okay, let's see what the bottom ones are. To be honest, I would like gold to come a little bit lower for a long, like at least 3,800 zone, and then 3,600 zone maybe. If it comes lower, then it's probably gonna go all the way down here, probably fill this monthly gap here. So again, this is just monthly levels. This is already tapped, so we have it as tapped. So again, weekly. I'm gonna show you a crazy thing. This weekly level is already tapped now, right? Because this one closed, so we don't mark this, but I'm gonna mark it, and I'm gonna show you guys that these levels can be used as a reference point sometimes. So for weekly, I like it has yellow. Okay. Now to be now the next weekly, the next week one is going to be most likely this one. Okay, so watch for price. If it opens, if the price opens right and it goes up, this you test it, then come down. Why is this so weird? It's not like making me properly make those lines. That's a little bit weird. One second. That's the time. Okay, anyway. Yeah. So this is a tapped weekly. We're gonna just write tap now. So we know this is tapped. Later on when the market opens. I'm not gonna keep this when like on Sunday. Monthly, okay, that's a bigger time frame, but weekly I would remove this when the actual trading opens next week, okay, on Sunday. But okay, that's marked. And then look over here, same thing. Like, see that this weekly would have been marked up there. You can even mark it down here. It's pretty much the same thing. And when the price came up to retest it later on, it did pretty much react off it, right? I mean, it's not going to be always accurate. There might be other levels that are, but they're good for a reference point. Like up here, this is monthly and weekly lining up. That's a very good zone. That means there's going to be multiple confluences. So, okay, that's a good area for a potential short or something. But regardless, it's going daily. Again, this daily was there before, right? It was not tapped. Now it got tapped today, right? It got tapped today overnight, I believe. For me, at least overnight. Tapped. We're gonna write a tap, so we know it's tapped, and we're gonna look at all these reactions on the lower time frame and see if they're actually being, respected. Okay, the main thing. So again, tapped right here. Tapped. We're gonna look at that. This is not tapped, so if it does come down, I don't know if it's gonna come down now the way it's looking, but you never know how price will be, or what will happen in the markets. Just gotta trade what honestly is being given to you. Other than that, I mean, can't really do much. So over here, that one's tap 2 for 175 daily. Pretty much that's, I guess, would be guess it won't load. That's so weird. I mean, pay for it, but technically, yeah, still. Dude, I'm just quickly doing some, see what's lining up here. Yeah, I guess next week this 4-1, this area will be very, very important. If this starts being claimed, expect higher prices, and then once this happens, like once price actually breaks up, and you can look for a retest, or if it even gives a retest, right? If it doesn't, then it will be very hard. Then it could just break up, right? You never really know. I would have loved for it to take this low, but it happens. It won't. Again, I mean, was this random? Like here with this bounce was random. There's like some level here support, and if you look at it, technically there's no daily close below this. If you were longing, let's say high time frame, right? Let's look at this, right? So this is a daily level right here. That would be the next support technically. Okay, so and there's one down here, but we're gonna go level to level. There's no daily closes at this level. If you were to just like first trade, you take a long at this daily, 0.47% max, it went down, and at 2.8%. Again, if you were to keep a high time frame, you would have a bigger stop loss than 1%, right? And now it flew 5% overall, and it could potentially run. You never know which trade is going to run, and that's how you trade it, right? Yeah, overall still target. I want like at least $5,000 to see. That would be a great zone. Start claiming this. Honestly, yeah, 42, 41.80. Once that starts being claimed, I do think higher prices are in the books. But for now, let's look at some volume profiles here. Simple as that, right? Let's see where we're heading. 4124, like I said, big POC there. I mean, 4325 next. I mean, yeah, range. Honestly, 4300 and then 4800. Let me see, 4300 and 4800 pretty much, which is like all the way up here. But let me see what I'm just confused as to why anchored VWAPs are actually really good too. You guys should start using those in your things. Maybe if you go like from here, yeah, see that this one lines up from there. Sometimes this might come down as the price progresses, you never know. Pull one from here as well, and then you can pull one from here. Let's see. Anyway, let's look at the price action. That I think there was one up here as well, pulled from here, that kept acting as a resistance as well. So technically this was weekly, so this would have been first. Up there, this was also a local fib retracement that from the top, right? If you were to pull it from the top. And the crazy thing is, a lot of these trades, especially I think it was around this one, very simple trade I had. Yeah, around this one that I had overnight. Like sometimes, like I saw this, okay? I saw this first. It couldn't break that, fib up here. Went up, retested again, couldn't break it, retested third time. And then it was coming down, and then it broke this, anchored VWAP, and then it retested it. And then over here, I'm like, added short again, right at the anchored VWAP, 12:28 p.m. Like exactly, like stop loss right above there, 4120. Gave the take profit, and then there we go. I mean, exactly. And the same thing is, a lot of these wins are on my Fivers account and everything, all tracked. Of course, this is a little bit different because on Fivers, it'll the profit, whatever you get, this will be after the fees and everything. Okay, this does not include the, like, it includes the fees and with the fees or some shit, or without the fees, or I don't know. But yeah, like I think commission is very low on gold though, especially for 2.5. You're only paying $20. If it was Bitcoin, one Bitcoin is 100 Bitcoin, $100 per Bitcoin. So again, this is very simple trade and target. It never, if you were to have stop loss up there, you would never be stopped out. You got the whole big move down here, right? Pretty much. Like if you were, like, sometimes my usual is usually 0.2 and average move is 0.4 sometimes, but this one ran all the way down to 1%, right? Of course I took profit before because depending on my size, right? Then I always leave some running on personal, but once it breaks like major zones, like weekly, like again, let's look at this, right? Close all this. Sorry, I could just press Control C again, but again, look at this weekly level. Price broke down. There's pretty much no reaction. This is not really a trade that you want to look at. You want to see a good close. Again, we saw a red close, short. Again, no closes, short again, good trade. Claim back up, first touch of this weekly. First touch, close up, take a short, take a long, has decent stop loss, and then 0.5%. Like, then this I think happened overnight, but this was tapped now 4077, but it was not tapped before this daily level, right? This was not tapped before. Price came down, tapped it, held up, then came down and held the anchored up. This is kind of like long zone, but honestly, this was very, like, if you see this type of stuff, it's very hard. You'll have to go on very low time frame, probably on like 1 minute, I'd say. Even on 1 minute, like, it's not easy. Like, look at this shit. Like, this is very hard. But you wouldn't trade here, right? You wouldn't enter here because you technically already had a trade before. So you wait for it to go to the next zone, and once you saw the next zone, but you could have taken this, but it's very hard. Like I said, like, your invalidation will be 0.4%, and then if you see, like, if you're up here, entering up here, and you see a 0.4% validation, you're not gonna enter. You can enter a lower size. Let's say your account size is 100k. You can enter maybe like 50K or 100K size entry, and so you can have a decent stop loss, right? And then you can look for at least, for the next zone, which will be at least top of the zone around here. And then you just take profit, and then once you take profit, you can trail it above your entry. And once you trail it above your entry, it's a free entry now. If it gets stopped out, it gets stopped out. It's whatever. But other than that, that's how I trade it. I would trade this range if I was trading it intraday. But overall, I mean, I don't really want to give a bias, because none of this is financial advice again. But if I were to give a bias, I'd say we might squeeze a little bit higher, at least till 4,300. I think, if I were to give a bias. But depends. If you cannot break this 4125 weekly in the coming week and stuff, I do think we are gonna see much much lower, at least 3,800, and then take out these lows. So pretty much take this low, and like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would be classifying this as, and yeah, pretty much. That's how I would be trading these. Okay. Yeah, so again, I'm gonna delete all the tap levels, because there's no, especially daily taps, you can delete that. But why is this even here? This is monthly, weekly tap. But yeah, so that's how I'm looking at this. And yeah, so let's move on to Bitcoin. Simple again. Bitcoin is heading, we bought again $58,000. We had a great long. We can mark these out again. You see right here, $58,000, right? So we go all the way back in the charts. Are these random levels? Again, are these random levels? Let's find out if they're random levels. So this is a daily. Now it's tapped because $58,000, right? You got tapped. And you have some right below here daily as well. Support. Okay, we go back here and look at that. No closes below this daily. I mean 0.4, and now look at this, 11% pump. And I bought in spot, and I said the group spot buys. First it was right here breaking the 60K, spot buy, break pump, dude, and take profit hit, stopped out, another zone, buy, take profit hit. Even though I'm buying spot, I'm still trading them. Do you understand? So now, I mean, to be honest, like, I wanted a little bit lower for Bitcoin to long. I wanted at least like 61K, but I guess it didn't give me that. And regardless, this is what I mean long on like firm accounts, right? On spot buys, you don't need to be accurate. You can buy a good zone, big zones, and kind of hold it if you need to. You know what I mean? Next zone for me, at least is 65. I have to see that I've already up there, $65,000 right up there. Okay, this is what my next zone is. Very interested in up here, to be honest. Again, poor high. I do expect to just get taken. I even said in the group chat, on the public TA section, I did say poor high. Again, so be careful. Just be mindful of that. Pretty much giving it to you guys right there. Other than that, yeah. So I would also probably put this as like a red thing, so this is a high, right? You can name it high, and then you can have like an actual high right up there if it starts breaking up. And then, because these are usually trades, like how I usually trade these is price goes up there, closes down short, you might get like a like a quick 1% dump or something, 2%, sometimes even take profit one, stop loss entry, and you might get stopped out, you might become a runner. Same thing here, close short, but you gotta wait for proper like a kind of like a range perform or something. But usually sometimes first entry pullback, you can also get those scalps in. But just be mindful. That's what my next one. Claim that. I do expect this can go actually much higher. Yeah, I mean, there's like honestly, there's not much resistance. You know what I mean? Up till probably $80,000, to be honest with you. So 78, 77 around that zone. So if it starts breaking above here, there's not much resistance in this zone. Just saying. It's probably gonna just rip up. So just be mindful of that, okay? But other than that, I mean, yeah, that's my look on Bitcoin. You can join the group chat. I mean, not group chat, Discord. Usually I give out updates on Bitcoin, like 58,000, very technical level right there, bounced off. But other than that, I mean, pretty straightforward. Just take it slow. First, learn how to trade without leverage for a while. Then you can, have leverage if you want. Bigger risk, especially you see me entering bigger sizes because I'm used to trading with times 1,000 leverage. You see me That's why I trade on it, so I can get used to, you know, the structure based on smaller time frames and get more what you call it, that those things, what you call something, gut feeling, intuition. Where do that come from? It's from trading, you know, every day, almost every day, and then you get those gut feelings. Okay, this is looks like it's probably going to reverse here, and sometimes you can catch the top entries. You don't even need to wait for that, you know, proper reaction, like which I prefer is like 15-minute close, or if it, you know, something like that, which I always say 15 minutes very good time frame to get some very good entries. Even though the other day we did take a 15-minute trade, and I lost some money, and I show you over here my trade journal. But regardless, not all, I didn't mark out all my trades in this, but again, see that other day we took a trade. I mean, 0.1% is like, because usually if you see my trades on gold, the invalidation is 0.1 to 0.2% usually, you know what I mean? And I lost about $1,400 today. Again, sized incorrectly, made over $600. Again, these, but the crazy thing is, this is why I recommend having a personal account, because now I'm waiting for how long now? June 10th, my fucking payout that I requested on Fiverr is taking this long to come. And it's approved now, which will most likely come, but look how long it's taking for it to come, right? And that's one thing that's like holds you back a lot, especially in trading. Now I'm like, I have some funds. Like, this is why you need to save funds. You need to have, like, you know, emergency fund just in case this happens, and save, and actually get on a personal account, because at the end of the day, you never know. Like, there's another guy, I think some Ben Chang or something, he got banned by FTMO, and he made over $200,000 with him. And it's a big YouTuber, and he got banned by FTMO. It's all public, all over X. And if that can happen to him, who's a very big influence by FTMO, very top, one of the top exchanges, so it can happen to any of us. So at the end of the day, you know, try to get your capital up, and then focus on slowly trading your personal account as well, and slowly growing it. Once it's at like $50,000-$100,000, then you can say, okay, I can move on to full-time trading and actually have like a trading like a full-time job then, because you have capital. But without that, I mean, you can't really go full-time. You need to have a job and all that stuff. Can't really go full-time. Oh shit, why did my link open up here? But other than that, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream, and I will catch you guys on the next one. And any questions, as usual, hit me up, message me, and I will be more than happy to answer you guys. All right, so again, expect Bitcoin higher prices, at least, you know, at least till here, at least till up there. So, but other than that, I mean, let me see here. Why is it not working? Let's see. Anyway, but yeah, I'll see you guys on the next stream. Stay safe, and yeah, see you guys around, man.